guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a good day. I've been meaning to do a what's in my bag for quite some time now, and recently I was gifted a brand new bag that I absolutely love. And as a vlogger whose channel basically revolves around my life as a high school student, I want to share with you guys what I bring in my bag both for study and for content creation, and how all of these things contribute to my workflow and how I use them throughout my day. Alright, let's go. So let's start with my backpack. For the past few years I was rocking a pretty basic backpack. It didn't have any special compartments or anything. I just chucked everything in there and it ended up being really bulky and heavy to bring around. But this new backpack, which I got just a few days ago, is from today's sponsor, NAYOSMART. Now NAYOSMART specializes in these beautiful professional looking backpacks that you can use for school, for work, or just everyday use. The amount of things that you can fit into this is just crazy, and all the features throughout their entire product line are really convenient and thought out, and I highly recommend looking into their products for some really cool looking backpacks. So what I have with me is the NAYOSMART HERMAN Pro. Some of its key features include this magnetic buckle at the top and these two main compartments that you can access from either side within the bag. It has multiple spacious pockets and sleeves all throughout the backpack. It even has a special little pocket inside the strap itself, which is kind of cool. Inside the main compartment there's a fabric padded sleeve for your laptop or any other devices, which I think is really thoughtful. And it's also made out of a waterproof material, which for me, especially in winter when it's been raining like crazy, my old bag used to get super soggy and my books inside would get drenched, which was really bad. But to have a waterproof material bag is an incredible lifesaver, especially with how many valuables are in here with regards to my study and my vlogging. The biggest plus for me with this backpack is the fact that I have so much stuff in here, and even though it's a bit heavy to carry, once it's on my back it feels super lightweight. It is really sturdy, and wearing it doesn't feel like it's dragging me down or have a huge hump on my back, which makes it way more comfortable than your ordinary backpack, and is one of the reasons why I love this backpack so much. So NAYOSMART is actually currently running a 20% off promotion on selected products, and you can use my code ROY10 at checkout for a 10% discount on top of that 20 for your next purchase. Now in the main compartment is my MacBook. I use this from study to editing. Everything when I'm on the go is on this laptop. This is the 2020 MacBook Air with the M1 chip, so I've had it for quite some time. It's definitely a bit scuffed and outdated, but it's still getting the job done, so I don't see myself upgrading anytime soon. Now a few of you guys have asked what browser I use and also what my reminders app is that you see on my videos. So the browser I use is a productivity browser called Miro. Now it recently got rid of its Pro subscription, and now all of its Pro features are free to everyone. Now some of those Pro features include an ad blocker, having multiple sessions open, being able to make notes, and I find this browser incredibly helpful and practical as well. So the main feature of Miro is you're able to create multiple sessions for different workspaces. For example, I have a session for study notes, a session for schoolwork, a session for assessment tasks, and sessions for all my YouTube administration and my own just personal stuff. All of your tabs are saved in those sessions, so even if you close it and you reopen it, all of your tabs will come back. Unlike Google Chrome, if you go off a tab for a bit, it will go inactive, which saves so much data. My laptop used to run really slow and laggy with Google Chrome, especially as someone who has so many tabs open. So Miro has made my laptop so much smoother, and it feels like it's back to new again, almost. Some other features include being able to copy subjects off images, so if you're trying to get transparent photos of things, it's really easy to just right click and pop it in. And it also has an inbuilt note feature, so you can do some online note taking within your sessions that you have. So essentially you're creating a library of notes for each workspace. So you might separate your sessions into subjects, and that way the notes that you make in those subjects are all centralized there. So there's so many different ways that you can use this browser, hence why I recommend it and why I use it. For my reminders app, unfortunately it is only available on Mac OS, and it is just the reminders widget. So I'm not sure which Mac OS you need to be able to use widgets, but if you do, just right click on your home screen and press edit widgets and then pop in the reminders widget in, and then you're able to set up a little to-do list that you can type all your stuff onto and check off. And you're also able to set deadlines and stuff. So when I'm on the go at school and just need to set reminders of what I need to do for the day, I just type them up all on there. And it's just a really convenient and easy way for me to keep track of what I need to do. Now when I'm at the library or not using my PC here, I use my portable monitor. Now this is UPERFECT's UColor O2 portable monitor. I believe it's a 15 to 16 inch monitor with a 120 Hz refresh rate and 3K quality. Now when I'm studying, having a portable monitor is super useful, being able to have one thing on one screen and one thing on the other. That way I'm not switching through tabs. It makes note taking much easier, even just doing practice papers. And the reason why I got the UColor line is because I also use this for video editing, and I just have the preview of my video on here while I'm editing. That way I can see how the colors look. Since the quality is high and the refresh rate is high, it just looks a lot smoother to see my video playback on here than on my MacBook screen. And that way I have more space to work with on my actual MacBook screen to see my timeline. Now these are super easy to use. You just plug it into a power source and then plug it into your laptop. It also comes with this case that you just fold and you can prop the monitor up. So yeah, I think this is one of the biggest game changers to my workflow. And if you're able to, I do highly recommend getting one, especially for those in their senior studies or looking into content creation. Now in this little pocket here, I have my ESR MagSafe battery pack. I want to minimize the amount of wires that I bring around with me, just because they're a bit of a hassle to bring around. And since my phone has MagSafe, I have this MagSafe battery pack that I can just clip on like that, and it will charge my phone, as you can see here. The speed of this is actually pretty good, and it's super convenient just when I'm out and about and my phone is running low on battery, just to snap it on. It also comes with a little kickstand, so you can watch your videos while charging. I also have the ESR MagSafe wallet, so everything's just an easy pop on, pop off. Very convenient, and saves you the hassle of just bringing a big wired portable charger. Now what I have in this sleeve here is what I like to call my vlogger pouch. In this pouch I have everything I need for editing and content creation basically. Something really simple is just this USB-C to USB adapter. It has 2 ports. Now I use this because I have this USB-C thing. I don't know what to call it, but I basically put my SD card in here. It's a reader, that's what it is. I put my camera's SD card in here and then I can transfer it off to my SSD, which is this Samsung T7 Shield 2TB solid state drive. This is mainly for editing, but I do use it for school as well for my projects that I do. Since I've had my laptop for a while, the storage on it is getting quite full. No matter how much I try to clear it, it's just an Apple thing, I guess. So I have all my vlogs and edit off here. I think I have about like 15 or 16 vlogs stored up onto here. If you are in need of extra storage, I do recommend getting an SSD over a USB or a HDD. Whilst they are a bit more expensive, they are way more durable, super data efficient and quick. So I definitely would justify something like this as a little bit of an investment into content creation or just your workflow in general. Now in the second compartment, you can access it from this main one here through a zipper, or if you undo the buckle and this zipper here, you can access just that compartment from the top. And what I have is my pencil case and my stationery all in here, which you may have seen in my stationery vlog, but I'm going to do a little quick what's in my pencil case to show you guys what I use and how I use it, particularly around my study. My pencil case is looking a bit stuffed, but it still fits everything and it zips up easily. So if you're looking for a sleek pencil case that is still able to hold a lot, these Muji pencil cases are really good. Now obviously the thing I use the most in my pencil case is a pen. These are the Muji pens. This is a 0.5 gel ink ballpoint pen. I used to not be a fan of these because I found them a bit scratchy, but after using them for quite some time, they are actually really good pens. Once you've been using them for a while, they aren't scratchy but incredibly flowy. The ink is super consistent, especially when I'm in exams. Having a smooth pen and consistent ink is super important to making sure my handwriting is legible when I'm writing really fast. They are also pretty lightweight and they do have a great sound to it when you're writing. The only thing though is that the ink goes out pretty quickly. With how much I write, I think I go through one pen about every 2 weeks. So it is a bit pricey to be getting all of these, so pick your battles. I also recently got a new calculator. I have two now. This is an older version, the Casio FX82AU Plus 2, and then the Casio FX 8200AU. Both of these calculators are approved for my state exams. This is actually the older version, but I do prefer this one, even though I bought this one, which was new. Because it doesn't have many features, it's really quick to use. I've been using it since year 7, so I'm really used to it. It gets the job done, and I still prefer using the old one. But this new one has a lot of different features that I find really useful, especially with the topics that I'm doing in senior mathematics. Even some simple things like exact values or being able to define functions and whatnot makes this really helpful, but it takes a while to get used to. And also a lot of the functions, you have to press like so many different buttons just to get to it, so it is slow. So because of that, I still use both, especially since I need to have one in degrees and one in radians, so justifies the fact that I'm bringing two calculators around with me. Some other stuff I use are post-it notes, especially for math and English. These are very useful. For math, I use these for diagrams, or if I make a mistake and do a whole question wrong, I can write the correct working out and lay it on top. That way I can flip back and forth between my mistakes and the correct solution. For English, especially when I'm doing novel studies or a study of a play like Shakespeare, I did chapter summaries or scene summaries at the start of every chapter or scene on these post-it notes and had them as little bookmarks to flip through. So I would mention things like key themes, key quotes, so that way when I'm searching for those particular things for assessment tasks, for example, I can just quickly go like, oh, this is in this is in that, and flip through the entire book. I also use highlighters, just any basic highlighter. A set of them will get you by. I still prefer handwritten notes, and a lot of my teachers prefer handwritten notes, so being able to organize and color code all of my notes with my highlighters is super important for me to be able to just organize and visualize what I'm writing down on my page. I have 4 colors and a little color system that I use both for my humanities and my STEM subjects. Green I use for headings, orange I use for subheadings, yellow I use for definitions, and pink I use for any super important key takeaways that I need to have in my notes. Lastly, I always bring a set of whiteboard markers, also with different colors. I use whiteboards on the daily, especially as someone who advocates for teaching your notes out so much. Being able to write them out and explain them on a whiteboard really helps me commit all these concepts to memory, especially just for doing practice papers for math even. Just being able to not waste any paper and just do all the working out, rub out any mistakes easily. Getting a whiteboard is so helpful. And so even if I'm not at home, I still bring these around me when I go to school, because if I'm in the library after school, I use our whiteboard tables or these big flip whiteboards in our study areas. So it's always convenient to have a set of whiteboard markers on me. Now for my books, I have a book for almost all of my subjects. Again, a lot of my teachers prefer handwritten notes, and I prefer handwritten notes when it comes to taking notes in class. And so as you can see here, I've got my custom book covers that you might have saw in my stationery vlog as well. And so this is how I take my notes, and I just write every single class, all of the key dot points that we talk about. And when it comes to exams, I do all of my practice responses in these books. I also think it's important to get a folder. That way, even though they're loose papers, if you ever just remember where is that paper, you know it's all in the one folder. As for my headphones, these are the Bose Quiet Comfort SE. They're one of the more cheaper noise cancelling headphones that you can get. I'm not sure if they still sell them, but the noise cancelling on these are pretty good. They're pretty comfy, and the battery life is also very good on these too. As someone who always needs to be listening to music, having a good pair of headphones that also can drown out the noise is important to me. So I also bring an umbrella with me. You never know when it's going to rain, and you don't want to get caught in the rain. So, and I also bring my mini tripod here as well. Tripods are a lifesaver when it comes to getting the shots that you want when you're not in a very controlled environment. So it's very helpful for me to have this on hand at all times. So yeah, that is what is in my bag. I hope you guys learned something or took something away from this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I bring with me on a day-to-day basis. I know that it's a lot, but again, it doesn't feel like a lot when you're wearing this bag for some reason. If I put all of this stuff in my old bag, I would feel like I'm being pulled to the ground. But with this, it just feels so sturdy and so light. So if you're someone like me who brings a lot with you, I highly recommend getting a nice professional bag like this from NAYOSMART. But anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week ahead, and I'm wishing you guys all the best with your studies. Let me know how you guys are going with school in the comments down below. Again, I'm trying my best to get back to the routine of things, and I hope to give more vlogs out for you guys soon. But otherwise, again, I'm wishing you guys all the best, and I will see you in the next one. So take care. Bye bye.